Hello there, dear viewer, and welcome to attaQ. My name is Jakob. I'm your host, and you're watching a attaQ episode. And this video is going to be short and sweet. We're going to be talking about and having a look at an update that Jonathan Liljedahl put out in 2020, December 2020, that I almost missed. And it has to do with colors and also MIDI. And in one instance, they're kind of mixed together. First, I don't know why I did that. We're going to talk about coloring options. And after that, we're going to talk about how Jonathan has made MIDI learn a much less contrived thing to do inside AUM. So let's start with the coloring options. Here's the deal. As you can see, we have colored nodes here. So if you missed that, the way that you do that is when you have something loaded in an FX slot or a MIDI input slot or an audio input slot, you just tap that plugin window, you long press the name, and you get this. So you're gonna see this first when you don't have any colors selected. Just choose customized node color, and now you can choose your color up here and the brightness over here. So if I do this and press save, there we go. We got a color node. And I love this. And the only thing that I would want Jonathan to do is that whenever I've selected a color here, I would love it if the name and the color for the name mirrors whatever I've done in the input slot. I've never liked the fact that AUM puts its own colors down there. It always confuses me because me personally, I always color my drums red, for instance. I do that in Cubases and other DAWs all the time, and I would love to be able to do that in AUM. That's my only complaint. But this coloring thing, great work, Jonathan. Now, there is a thing you cannot color, and that is the file player. So it would be cool if you could do that too. Next, we'll talk about MIDI learn. Now, for a long time, when we wanted to MIDI learn our AUv3s and their parameters, we had to press the name right down there, then press this thing. If we wanted to learn something like the cutoff knob inside the synthesizer, we would have to go into the parameter tree for it. So we go in here, and then we have to scroll down and find the cutoff and then press it. Now this takes a long time. You know, with every controller you want to map, you have to do this thing, but you don't have to do it anymore. So we're gonna open up Agonizer Synth. And as you can see, we have a new icon up here, and it looks like the same one down here because it has to do with MIDI. Well, if we open this one up, we can see that we have an icon up here. And if we press it, we get this, a blue frame around the plugin, and we get this icon wagging back and forth. It's in AUv3 parameter MIDI show learn mode, all right? So let's say I wanted to map the cutoff. Well, what do? I go to the cutoff, I tweak it, and then I press learn, and then I go to my controller and tweak, and it's learned. Now that is simply wonderful. It's gonna take less time to MIDI learn anything inside AUv3s now. Jonathan, this is perfect. All right, so now you need to pay attention, because if you press next, then you're not leaving this mode, meaning you won't see any and you won't even hear any differences because you're still in this learning mode. If you want the controller to take effect, you have to press done. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, next I'm going to show you something that I can't talk about because it's still under development. And it turns out that a developer has worked closely together with Jonathan to make something possible that I've been wanting to see this happen. Okay, so this is an MK3 LAUNCHPAD Mini. Okay, so you can see how big my hand is. This is how small it is for those of you who are wondering. Well, it is a pretty cool controller, and it's got lights and stuff. And I'm gonna load something here, a project that I made for AUM, and I want you to watch what happens when I load it. So I'm gonna go in here, files, and open up this thing, and just watch this. You see how it's filling up with color? All right, once it's loaded. Now I can only show you this. I can't show you exactly the app that is making this thing change color, but I'll show you one more thing. Okay, so if I go over here to the app responsible for changing the color, I'm gonna open it up, and right now you can't see it, but I'm going to change the color for it to something, I'm gonna change it to something blue. I want you to look closely here as soon as I press save. You see that? You see that? That is awesome. All right, I'm gonna show you one more neat feature. So check this out. I'm gonna take what I have here. I'm gonna take this track. I'm holding this one inside AUM and I'm gonna move it. Check that out. Check this out. I can drop it over here and I can take it and move it back. Check that out. Isn't that neat? I can't wait to show you this. Thank you so much for watching. Now, if you liked this episode, then hit me with a thumbs up. You know, if you learned something. If you didn't like it, hit me with a thumbs down and comment down below. And why don't you guess what it was that I just showed you? What app would do that? What app would send a color inside AUM to a LAUNCHPAD? For those of you who want to support me financially, you have these links here on the side. Links to everything down in the description, apart from the app that I can't talk about. As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it.
Nice, I like it. Men knapparna är så små.
Ja, jättesmå.
Små knappar, tiny buttons.
Nice.